We've got breaking news for you. There are numerous reports of investigations into the sales practices at Wells Fargo, including the offices of the Southern District of New York, the Northern District of California, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and while in early stages, sources say these investigations could lead to criminal inquiry. Of course, there should be a criminal inquiry, but listen, I can only hope that it's not the sort of typical situation where some low-level employee is thrown under the bus or in a jail cell. By the way, we've been reminded why Wall Street is public enemy number one in this election cycle. Most Americans continue to see the fact that not only was Wall Street bailed out for the massive risk that they took, and by the way, why they took those risks, they lined their pockets with billions of dollars and lived lavish lifestyles, but it also was with public funds that actually bailed them out, along, of course, with the Federal Reserve and a lot of secret programs. Now, this latest outrage, the news at Wells Fargo that they actually engaged in a tactic known as sandbagging, that they ripped off nearly 2 million customers. This scheme, it was uncovered back in 2011, and it wasn't until last week where fines were handed down. We're talking $100 million went to the victims, $35 million to the Office of the Comptroller, $50 million to the City and County of Los Angeles. But here's what happens. The person in charge of community banking, the same department that ripped off the community, Carrie Tolstead, well, she's been rewarded a $125 million retirement bonus. In fact, the Wells Fargo CEO, John Stumpf, he called her a leader. He said she's the standard bearer of our culture and a, quote, champion for our customers. Now, Wells Fargo decided against this clawback of any money from her so far. But keep in mind, they fired 5,300 employees that were involved. So I'm not sure if there will be criminal charges, but the company is guilty as hell, and they will pay a price in a court of public opinion. In the meantime, today, the stock market was split. NASDAQ was higher, led by Apple and a lot of high-tech stocks. Also, more takeovers in the biotech space. Apple's strength, however, could not keep the blue-chip Dow Jones Industrial Average in the green. The bigger news, I think, today came from crude oil because we had a surprise on inventory, right? There was a drawdown, and, well, it sent the commodity higher. That rally lasted all of 20 minutes, and then crude began to tumble, actually crashing, finished down almost 3% for the session. So there are a few support points for crude, all the way down to 40 bucks. Below there, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see a concerned shift from a potential supply glut to an indictment of the global economy. So make sure you're sitting on some cash right now. Make sure you're prepared to put that cash to work, but you do not have to force the issue.